Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the simulator. My wife and I just got back from Scotland. Well, we were over there for 9 days. Went and saw St. Andrews, saw the old course. Did not get to play the old course. I put myself into the ballot, but it's pretty hard to get onto the old course. You would need to do some planning and probably stay in St. Andrews for a while to actually play the old course. Unless someone knows some kind of trick I don't know or has friends in high places, which I do not. Then we went over to Edinburgh and spent a few days there, saw some castles, did some stuff. And then we went over to Loch Lomond and stayed there and saw the Wallace Monument and did some other stuff, Stirling Castle, and did some other stuff, but I won't bore you with all that. All I know is that I am jet lagged as hell, and right now I am in the simulator because I can't fall asleep or I'll just have a harder time adjusting back to the schedule. I did play a golf course while I was there, over by Loch Lomond. Used their rental clubs, which happen to be really nice, tailor-made irons, and I had a Ping driver and a Ping 3-wood, and a really nice putter. It was kind of actually crazy how expensive their rental clubs were there. Yeah. Didn't quite shoot the score I wanted to, but that course was very difficult. You were either on the fairway or you could not find your ball. It was one of those type of courses, pretty tight, not a lot of room for error. I did use the driver while I was there. Sometimes it was good to me, sometimes it wasn't. I'm trying to work out the problems with that. I don't want to ramble on too much. Like I said, I'm jet lagged and tired, but I am trying to find ways to stay awake. I got to stay awake for 4 more hours. Time difference was 7 hours. So I'm thinking the next few days are going to be pretty tough. I think I acclimated to that time zone, but I'm not sure. I don't know. All right. Let's see here. What do we got going on GS Pro today? Tons of stuff I could play. I tend to play my leagues before I play the tournaments, the tours. And what better way to find out if I've completely forgotten how to sim golf than to play Flying Fat Kids Crazy Fun League. The tournament's called Get Wild at Wild Rocks, and it's, of course, at Wild Rocks Golf Club. Let's take a look at the vital statistics here. Give me auto putts set to a very, very generous 8 feet, meaning if you're within 8 feet of the hole in any direction, you will get an auto putt of 1. Red tees, 5,100 yard tees, that's pretty short. Sunday pins, mulligans are obviously off, stimps 11, greens are soft and fairways are soft. And the tournament, it is 800 feet above sea level. Yeah, those are pretty short tees. All right, let's load this sucker up here. Give me 1 minute. All right, we're finally loaded up here. We've got the first hole at Wild Rock Golf Club is a 422 yard par 5. Let's move over to the far right of this tee box here because I hit a slice/fade depending on how I hit the ball. Let's say we're gonna hit 230 or whatever, and hopefully these tree branches don't obstruct my shot too much. Not a lot going on here. You can see that the green is up by some water or something. And there's cart paths on the left and right. Looks like some long grass over here on the right side. Probably the same stuff you can see over here. Obviously, you wouldn't want to hit your ball out of that any more than you needed to. All right, let's tee off. Let's see how jet-lagged Shelby plays golf here. Buddy, old pal. Right into a tree. Okay. What do we got here? What is that? I don't know what that is. Bad? It looks like it would have gone pretty far though had it not hit that tree. Anyhow, moving on. Next shot is not awesome. Can we get over anywhere? 262. Let's try to get out of this predicament we've put ourselves in with the old 3-wood. I'll eventually get warmed up, but that'll happen when it happens. Pretty high trajectory there. Guessing I got under it, but the ball went a place. Speaking of a place, Carl's Place, after several months of being on back order, did send me my little club holder dealio here. We got 200 yards to the pin. We obviously don't want to hit it 200 yards because then we won't be in a good place. Let's take the 5-iron here. All right. That's a pretty good strike considering all the variables here. How'd we look there? Not bad. Lobby lob wedge here. Let's get this up. 24 feet. We're uphill. Oh, that's right. We're not going to get a ton of rollout. We're playing soft greens. It's 11 stimp, but they're soft. Let's just get this ball up near the pin. We got to hit like 34 feet of feel. Last time I used a putter was the Scotty putter that was in my rental club bag, so 35 feet. I do like the way my putter feels, I ain't gonna lie. Okay, we'll take that. That hole was a little rough, I'd say. Bit of an understatement there. Okay, what do we got on hole 2? Wild Rock Golf Club. Should be able to hit driver here, or at least try. The last time on hole 1 was an event. We got this time though. Okay, not bad, 240-ish or total length, 237, leaving us 83 yards into the pin. We're a little downhill, wind and slope aren't really anything I need to worry about. Let's take the lob wedge here and see if we can get it over. Well, that ain't bad at all. That ain't bad at all. All right, let's putt. Carl's Place golf club holder thingamajig. 12 feet, 11 feet. That's a little too hard. It's not even like I can say, what happened there? Like I knew that was too hard right out of the get-go. I don't know what just happened. How about that? Reset aim. Aim point. I don't know. Okay, let's try this putt again. This time we're going uphill because I'm a scoundrel and I hit my ball too hard. 17 feet here, feel. Probably ain't gonna make a lot of putts into the actual cup, because obviously if you're inside the circle, it'll auto putt, and an 8-foot putt is not a super high percentage putt to begin with. Let's hit driver again. It wasn't too bad to us last time. I'm really trying to work some stuff out, but we are batting 500 for driver. The first hole was not great. Second hole wasn't too bad at all, actually. That wasn't bad. I'll take it. Didn't go very far, but I didn't hit the sweet spot on the club. Like, not even close. All right, let's take the gap wedge here. Give it a nice solid strike and see if we can get near the pin. Not bad. Golf can both be the most fun thing you've ever done and the most frustrating thing you have ever done. 20, let's call this 21, 22 feet here. Misread that break pretty bad. HLA wasn't great either. That's horizontal launch angle. That means the ball didn't come squarely off the face of my putter. Basically, my putter face was open at impact, if you want to compare it to a normal club. Fourth hole, 106 yards, nothing too funny going on here. Wind is negligible. All right, pulled that. We'll have some work to do. Probably could have used a different club entirely, but there we are. Just must have got a hold of it. Okay, we got a right to left break, mostly. But we have very large gimme circles. 49 feet minus 18 is let's call it 30 feet. Pretty long putt. Let's just get it down near the hole here as close as we can, obviously. Or in the hole also works. Oh, buddy. I'd say that is strange and never happens, but sometimes that happens on the golf course. Believe it or not. All right, let's get clear over on the left side of the tee box here. We might be able to work something. 224 yards. I do hit a bit of a fadey slice. So let's see what we can do here. This could be interesting or treacherous depending on what happens. And hopefully I don't get a hold of this one. That'll do. It's a par 4. We got some ground to work with here. 34 yards, up a couple, let's call it 36. Too much sauce. Before somebody asks, 'cause I got a feeling that somebody will, while I was in Scotland, I did not eat haggis. I know you're supposed to sample the local cuisine when you're on vacation, but I'm not a foodie. Anytime we went anywhere, I ate what on the menu I wanted to eat. Yeah, not much to say on that. Okay, we're not doing too bad here. Granted, we're playing 5,100 yard tees. 2, 3. Let's pretend I'm going to hit the ball 240 yards here. How about that? Get out the old driver. Oh. Okay. That sucked. That was real heely, methinks. Yeah, we're lucky to have not gotten our eye socket knocked out there. What do we got now? We still got a ways to go, guys. 338. It's a par 5. Ball's buried super deep. I wouldn't play my ball out of this in real life. I probably wouldn't find my ball, if we're being honest. Oh, get out of there. Okay, that strike wasn't great. And now we're behind a tree. Let's scoot this guy a little closer. Don't tip over on me. Do I like it? Maybe. Okay. Let's see what we can hit without hitting this tree. We can still go 244 without even hitting the tree. We really got to get up near the hole because we're 2 strokes in and we're still 300 yards out from the pin. For those of you keeping score at home, that's not good and that's not what we want to do. Okay. I'm having a real hard time with this 3-wood here. What did we just do wrong there? Woo, buddy. Okay, so that was just trash. What are we doing here? Where's the ball? The ball's gonna be in the center of this, so we don't wanna hit into that tree. It looks like we can take another swat at it with the 3. I don't know what's gonna happen. Stay tuned to find out. How about that? Okay, finally got a hold of the ball there. Feels like we lost like 30% power, which I would expect based on the lie. Okay, we lost 24% power. Now that we are on our 5th shot, let's try to make it good. What do we got going on here? 134 yards. I don't really want to go over the back of the green. Let's hit the pitching wedge here. 113, 134. We got a tailwind. Okay, not bad. Keep on rolling. I'll take that all day. All right, let's get out of this hole here. This has been a rough hole. 20 feet, 21. Let's call it like 13, 14 feet here. Okay, let's make that the only double bogey today. How's that sound? 341. Let's pretend we're gonna hit like 240 here. Okay, for a second that looked like it was going to go straight. Not bad. Where'd we hit? High in Healy. We'll get warmed up. It'll get better. Okay, 138 to the pin. What's my cheat sheet showing here? Let's hit a 9-iron. I got my cheat sheet up for 1,000 yards of elevation here. It'll be on the dance floor, but we ain't quite there. And it must have hit a false front or something, because that wasn't enough. Oh yeah, that wasn't enough backspin to do that. Got to pay attention to this heat map, guys. Boom. See, we hit that false front where you see all that blue and green. If we'd have got up on the dance floor, up onto the yellow, we'd have been fine. 25. Clearly smoked that. I've been trying to not use my high lofted wedges any more than I need to, but chipping with a wedge is sometimes more challenging than you might think. As you can see, I bladed the holy tar out of that. Now we got a lost stroke and some work to do here. And if I'm being completely honest, that felt like I kind of sculled that one too. Yes, you can tell from the replay it was sculled. And now we've effectively wasted 2 strokes. Let's get out of this hole and be done with it. 25, 28-ish feet here. Okay. Yeah, another back-to-back double bogeys. Let's see if we can not do much more of that. Still trying to figure out where I want this golf club holder thing. Okay, this guy's tucked away up here. I'm just gonna hit straight at it and see what happens. Got a slicey dicey there. Don't go behind the tree. All right, we came in. Yeah, we came in right across that ball out to in, over the top. You can't really expect anything other than what happened there. Um, 84 yards. I can't really see anything. I just know the ball's going to want to go a little bit to the right, and we're hitting upward. Let's call that enough data. Okay, that was good. We'll take that. Ten-footer. Okay, that was a little hot. Par, we'll take par. Okay, it's gonna play like a $113, but more because we're uphill. Pin's on the left side of the green. I'm not aiming directly for the pin because I'm not a professional golfer. Okay, do we hit another false front? Because that putt is gonna be a mile from the pin. Yep. Okay, so looks like Wild Rock Golf Club's trying to stump the dummy with false fronts on greens. You can see in the heat map, this is a 3-tiered green. You're high up to the right. Center left is yellow, and then you've got this low spot. So I would imagine your greenskeeper has a good time figuring out where they want to put the hole that day. And now I got to putt up an awful hill. Breaking right to left. Let's just get it up the hill. 55 plus 24. This thing's basically almost 80 feet. And then we were not even close enough because we're a ways out from the circle and the circle's 8 feet. Yep, we're still 23 feet out. You don't really want to leave a putt quite that short. You're not going to make it at 80 feet. But you don't want to leave it that short. And then somehow that happened. Stimps 11. We'll get it. We'll get it. 10-footer. Just need to get the feel of this putter back. Knock off some of the jet lag. Another double bogey. Is that back-to-back-to-back double bogeys? Oh no, we had sprinkled a par in there to break it up, thankfully. Okay, what are we doing here? Par 5, 400-yard par 5. Obviously, longer hitters are going to be licking your chops here. Let's see if we can get something down the fairway. Let's see if we can get something down the fairway here. Okay, it's straight, but what'd I do there? Still, I came out to in. Yeah, I don't know. You can see that club, see the little, that's absolutely crazy that it's coming so out to in like that. All right. We'll adjust our technique. I'm going to try to play 2 rounds here because I need to stay awake. We're in the rough and we need to go 185 yards. 80. Let's hit the 5-iron because we know we're going to lose something from the rough. We're going to lose some power. I think it'll be your normal 6-7%, but let's find out. Jump up there. Based on what the ball's doing, it looks like we have another. Okay, yeah, we lost 6%. These greens are all over the place here. Let's see if we can get something going with the putter. We're on a par 5 thanks to the short tees. 347 plus 20, 68 feet to the pin. Feel, of course. Okay, that was a valiant effort, but I don't think we're going to be in the circle. Now, this is a more manageable putt. That putt was obviously for eagle. This is what, for birdie? And a par. We'll take a par. You really don't want to be taking a par on a 400-yard par 5 in the simulator. But if you need a lesson, go back and watch that because I just showed you how. This is going to play about a buck. I don't know. It's got a tailwind and we're downhill, so I would say it's going to play, I don't know, $1.08 or something, $1.10. Let's hit a nice crisp gap wedge and see what happens. I don't think that was crisp enough. Felt fat. Okay, it's a par 3, so we need to get this ball up near the pin. 17. Down. Just got to make sure to get under this ball here. Felt not quite under it, I think. Let's see when the ball, it wasn't quite a skull, but it was enough to not get near the hole. And again, there's really no excuse to ever skull the ball, especially with one of these soft hitting mats. Should be pretty good to get under the ball every time. Okay, we almost saved par there, but we will be adding another stroke to the old score, which is fine. I am certainly not a scratch golfer. Let's see here. Okay, I tried to go not so over the top. Didn't quite get any distance on it. Yeah, I'm hitting Healy. Okay, we probably need to adjust some more stuff. Oh crap, we're still 175 out. Let's see here. 175 uphill. Let's take a 6-iron. Okay, pulled that. We should be good to go though. What are we doing here? 25 yards uphill. If we look at this green, you can see the pin is on like a high spot. If you don't get near it, you're going to be wishing you did. Wasn't quite what I was looking for. Par 4 here. You can see we got a strong sweep from right to left here. Let's just try to get the thing up there. 26 footer. Yeah, that broke hard. I wouldn't say that was a terrible read. Took another bogey. Round was going pretty well, but we are slowly regressing here. Let's see if we can get this driver to do something. It is by far my weakest golf club. By far. Okay, still coming over the top, and it ain't like I'm gonna fix that in a round, right? That's something you slowly fix on the driving range, or in my case, here in the simulator. Okay, 122. What's Windows griping about here? Can't you see I'm doing something? See fewer notifications always, please. Okay, that was fat. We'll probably be chipping. What are we doing? Fat and toey. Okay. Be all right. We'll be all right. We'll be all right. Okay, these greens are always, okay, it looks like the pin is in a valley here. So let's just get the ball close to it and see if it'll roll near the sucker. Or just blow it. Come back. Just blow it straight by. All right, downhill, braking left to right. I would say this is a pretty low percentage putt, but we'll see if we can dribble it over to the hole here. Almost. So add another stroke to the scorecard. 1:24:08. We're driving downhill here. The simulator is much warmer than it was the last time I was in here. It's starting to get warm in Utah here. Okay, let's see what I do there. Not as much out to in over the top, but enough so that we are not on the dance floor or the fairway. Let's see here. We don't want to go into that red area. 178. That was fat, but we're closer to the pin. .33. It's a par 5. I mean, that's maybe the only saving grace here. What's the green look like? Okay, it's got a super low spot over on the right. We don't want to be anywhere near that. So naturally, that's where my ball's going to land. Anyone who plays this league and is able to get the ball into these very generous gimme circles, you will probably be shooting a pretty low score, I would imagine. 20-something feet here. All right, it thought about it. Okay, thanks to the fact that that was a short par 5, we squeaked out of there with a par. I'm gonna hit about 115 yards here. We might be all right. Didn't get the little dialogue for being in a hazard. But we've got to chip out of this deep rough. This would be a tough shot in real life. You'd probably have as much chance with your putter as you would with anything else. Let's see here. We were so close to not being in this crap too. It's probably hit about 5 yards. That stroke, the way I swung the club is not how you would really swing out of that crap. That's part of the crux of being in a simulator. All right, let's see here. Out to in, out to in, out to in. We need to be coming in to out. Don't land in that crap. Okay, I could probably hit a golf ball further with a pool cue than I could my driver. I rarely hit the sweet spot. I don't know what it is, but I am working on it. I think I'll probably be working on it for probably years. Okay, 113, but we're down 8 feet and we got a headwind. Good strike there. We should be in a good position, provided the green doesn't have a bunch of weird undulations, because I didn't check. We're uphill all the way. It's got a couple of different breaks to it. Let's hit about that. Distance control is more important here than anything. Oh boy, fall in that cup. That'd have been nice. I'll take a par. A par. Okay, hole 17. I can't believe it's already hole 17. Let's take a jab at this. I'm gonna put down my purse. Nice slicey shot there over into the poop. Didn't even go 200 yards. Well, barely did. Yeah. This driver is supposed to be a little more forgiving, I think, but maybe I just never hit the sweet spot. Okay, sand. We're in the sand. I don't remember what the penalty out of sand is, but regardless, we're going to use this lob wedge. Oh boy. Lovely shot there. Lovely shot. I'd like to thank my sponsor, Sean, for those huge gimme circles. All right, here's another long hitter paradise shot. We've got a 300-yard par 4 here on 18. Gangsta's paradise. Hit that rock. You've ruined my Pro V1. 75. Okay, it went 244. What do we have for ball? Ball speed was 145. Club speed was 102. Smash factor is in the 1.4 region. 75 yards out of the deep rough. We know we're going to lose about 25% power, so we need to add that here. 14. Let's just call it almost 100-yard shot. Let me get my gap wedge here. Okay, what do we lost 20%. I realize my math's not mathing, but I don't think that ball should have gone that far. And now we have effectively eaten a stroke. We're in the sand. I don't know. I think we can assume 20-something% here. Or not. That was 23%. It didn't feel like it. Okay. Time to putt. Breaking left to right, 13 feet-ish. It'd have been nice to sink that. Here's the scorecard. Couple of birdies, obviously, because of the short course length, 5,200 yards, 5,150. A bunch of bogeys, a couple of birdies. End score of 82, which is, it's whatever. 7 pars, 2 birdies, no eagles, 6 bogeys, 3 double bogeys. You don't really want to have that many double bogeys, especially in the simulator. It's just really not necessary. 10 greens in regulation, which is pretty smoking hot. 4 fairways, and then whatever this means. I am still too lazy to figure it out. Longest drive was 237. Average drive is a paltry 200 yards. I can probably hit further with a piece of, how about summer sausage? If I was hitting the ball with some summer sausage from Pepperidge Farm, the ball would go further than that. 50-minute round, it didn't feel like it, but I'm getting good at wasting time. I got to get acclimated back to this time zone. Yeah. All right, guys, that was Wild Rock Golf Club, Flying Fat Kids League. I appreciate your time, and yeah, trying to get over some jet lag here from vacation. But I'm gonna fire another round up right after this, probably Housel Rockets League, and we'll see you then. Have a good one.